Hello, I am Angelus Demonus, with a much different guide than what I normally do. This video will equip you with the bare minimal of attempting to clear Eureka Orthos solo without too much detailed information, and allowing you, the gamer, to try to have success while going in blind. The clips you will see in this video will showcase nothing past floor 30, just as a heads up. I've always believed in showcasing everything involved with clearing a deep dungeon solo, which is the reason why many of my video guides are long form and unedited. Eureka Orthos, however, is a very interesting and different version of a deep dungeon, where knowledge will certainly help you avoid frustrations and time needed in trying to solo Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. Those same frustrations is what will make Eureka Orthos an exciting experience the first time around. That said experience you may only encounter once, because once you know, you know. As you learn enemy mechanics, each part of Eureka Orthos will become easier and easier. Thus, I actually encourage gamers looking for the once and future Queen or King title to consider doing this without the help of a detailed guide to get the full experience, unlike the previous deep dungeons. And this is where this video comes in. What I will talk about are the bare minimal things you can prepare and look out for, without taking in too much information beforehand, and retain the blind run as much as possible. For my first clear, I never saw anything past floor 30, whether it be a party or from various streams and screenshots. I did unfortunately spoil myself on something, but at the time of the release it was really difficult to stay away from all information, especially while streaming live on Twitch and the nature of social media. At the very beginning of your Eureka Orthos solo journey, I do recommend doing a match party or play with friends up until floor 30. The reason for this is to build your Aether Pool up to a respectable level with the least amount of time invested. You are more than welcome to do the entire experience solo, just know you'll be up for quite the challenge and time commitment. I highly recommend starting your solo journey past floor 31 plus with no lower than 75 arm and armor, which you can consistently farm by spamming floors 21 to 30. Defeating the floor 30 boss will give you a guaranteed +1/+1 arm and armor, as well as one Orthos fragment which you will want for your Eureka regen potions. I had attempted to go in at 60/60 and I did not have a great experience at all, and I wished I was a higher arm and armor. I was doing floor 31 to 40 at 60/60 and I nearly timed out for my first time. Early on in Eureka Orthos, a little after 1 week into the release of it, all jobs claimed a solo clear. With that said, feel free to take whatever job you want to earn your title on. However, if you intend to take a DPS in, you will probably need a little more Eureka potions versus a tank or a healer. I recommend around 200 Eureka potions for a DPS, while tanks, healers, and arguably physical range can start with less than that. That would be equivalent to about 10 Orthos fragments, as one fragment will give 20 potions. For your runs after floor 31 plus, my biggest recommendations for going blind are the following. Basically, every enemy you will encounter will have one-shot mechanics, so I strongly suggest using a Proto-Mander of Lethargy on floors 1, 4, and 7. Using Lethargy increases the auto attack and, more importantly, the casting time of their abilities to a very long cast for 10 minutes, which will allow you some time to understand what mechanics each enemy uses, and that could be a huge difference of you getting further on your first runs. Floors 1, 4, and 7 I specifically mentioned because most enemy types will swap on these floors. However, some new enemy types can and will spawn on a variety of floors. A way to approach this is that if you see a new enemy, consider Lethargy for extra safety and Prog if you have the extra to burn. Use a raising on each new floor set if you have any. It's not uncommon for raisings to be a little shy, so definitely try to check all chests available on your climb. There is no shame raising early and often. You want to learn as much as you can on each attempt, so staying alive is the utmost priority. Many of the enemy one-shot mechanics you'll encounter are in the first or second set of abilities being used, and many of them are designed to trick you or are too fast to react to without knowing what it is beforehand. If you are unable to use a Proto-Mander of Lethargy, consider standing max melee range to be able to go in or out if needed. Some of the names of the abilities may give away the type of mechanic being used, so be sure to quickly read them to give you a hint. Line of sighting, or LOSing, will be a good strategy to use for a lot of situations. If you're unsure about what an enemy will do when an ability is being cast, consider hiding behind a wall as a method of survival. It's a tactic we use a lot in Heaven on High, and it may help you get through some floors. Consider steals and demiclones for all bosses. If you are a DPS, I can tell you boss mechanics hurt, but many of them do not outright kill you if you get hit with most of them at least one time. A steal can help you survive a little bit longer to learn more of what the boss will do. The demiclones can help you defeat a boss at a much faster pace. The demiclone Une, for example, can be great for progression as she will occasionally cast Stone Skin and heal you below 75%. You should go through a full rotation of abilities from the bosses at least 2 to 3 times even with a demiclone helping you. So if you're having some difficulty with mechanics, perhaps ending the fight sooner rather than later can help you go further. Lastly, enjoy the experience. As mentioned before, Eureka Orthos is one of those challenges where if you know, you know. So you get one chance to experience the mystery or puzzle, then it's solved forever, unless you forget. For my first clear, I went completely blind from floors 31 plus solo. I never even cleared with a party. It took me a total of 12 attempts and about 7 days to get my clear, but I really enjoyed the entire experience. You may take some frustrating deaths and there may be a lot of time invested to get the title if you do this blind, but unlike the other 2 deep dungeons, I do feel this one is the best to explore without prior information at hand. Don't worry though. Should a ton of frustration really set in and you just want to get that title sooner rather than later, I will have point of views ready for you to review and learn from, as will many other channels. I hope everyone will enjoy this brand new solo experience and challenge, and let me know in the comments below if you did try to do this blind, or if you agree or disagree that this deep dungeon is better without too much information. As always, good luck on the runs.